Update for June 21st. This is Thursday. Had a nice cool day today after a couple days of really hot weather. That's the zucchini growing there. I'm going to have to thin that out here pretty soon. There is the summer squash, and I get down in there. Oh yeah, you can see the summer squash on there. That's right. And then over here, carrots. See the carrots growing there. They're not real thick in there. They didn't come up as good as they could have, but there's a few in there. So, and what we get out of the other garden probably won't be many anyway. So there's a few carrots in there. The dog's butt. So here is this is that second cherry tree, the Bing, that I planted there. I planted some sedum angelina around it, and I think some of it might go. It struggled there a little bit, but I can see some nice green stuff growing there. And then black cherry tree here. And the sedum angelina that I planted underneath there is doing really good. So, yep, we're watering the cherry tree now as we speak. Back up a little bit here. There's the cherry tree. Okay, so this is the, well, dog, if you get out of there, they could probably see something there. That is the sedum, creeping red sedum. It's actually starting to bloom. See if I can see one here that's blooming. I don't know if we can get that in the viewfinder there to see if that's blooming or not, but it's blooming up on top there. There's some shamrocks growing. And my coral, what is it called? Coral bells is blooming. Can we see that little bloom right on there? I don't know if you can hear the damn dogs band. Say hi, dog. Say hey, blockhead. Yeah, okay. So yeah, there's the blooms on the coral bells. And those other flowers, these are the ones that had trouble with the rabbits eating them. They're doing pretty good here. I'm happy with their progress considering. And a dog that eats crabgrass, you gotta love that. Finally found some way to get rid of crabgrass. Bring the neighbor's dog over, and he'll eat the weeds. And the other one. And my spireas, now that I've been watering them, cut them back and water them, they've come along really nice. And you don't need the spireas, dog. Stupid blockhead. Spirea. I don't know what that is. Spirea. I planted some more sedum angelina in here, which is going to be hard to see with the way the sun is. Yeah, well, there's a big wet nose. Thanks for that, dog. And that is clematis. They say the first year they sleep, the second year they creep, the third year they leap. So it's definitely sleeping. It's about as big as it's been since I first got it. So we'll see what happens. And of course my hens and chickens, they're just happy as pigs and slop, that's for sure. They're just putting new shoots on all over the place there. Can't see it because it's getting shaded there. The sun's getting kind of low. Will you get your big nose out of there, dog? Good Lord. Alright, I'll get the garden here after a while. So here's one of the zucchini that I transplanted. I had them over there in the other garden. Or I guess not really out of the garden, but in the front yard. And I thought instead of just digging up and throwing them in the trash pile, I would try to transplant a couple of them. And I put one of them in a big pot. It didn't like it at first, but it seems to be doing okay now. I just watered it, so it's looks like a lot of water in there, but it's a big pot. So, and I transplanted another one in the garden, and I'll show you that when I get over there. All right, so we'll start up here. That is one of the other zucchinis that I transplanted from that front flower bed. That right there is potatoes growing right there. I planted those way too late, so I'm not going to give you potatoes, but yeah, it's kind of a fun little experiment anyway. So that's just from store-bought potatoes. I just cut one up and stuck it in the ground. So, and then the tomatoes, which are really doing well now. They once they got over the shock of being transplanted in the ground, they have really taken off. I need to tie them off again. They were getting quite tall with no support on the top there. You can see that big fat tomato up underneath there, growing around there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But he's in there anyway. This guy here, he's gonna be taller than me here for the week's up. I think he's every bit of 3 foot tall now. I'm getting close to it. He would probably be 3 foot if I would get him tied to the stake. Another tomato, another tomato. Trying to stay out of the shadow. It's getting awful long here. Another tomato, and then my green peppers. I probably need to get them buckets off of there now. They got pretty good sized stalks on them. And my cayenne peppers, they're blooming, and some of them's actually got peppers growing on them. Kind of hard to see in the video, and some of them are struggling. I don't get it. See some nice big fat blooms down in there on that cayenne, and this cayenne pepper here, boy, he's the best one I got. He's all kind of tall, and there's a nice big old pepper right down in there. Can you see that guy down in there hanging out? He'll be ready to eat before too long. Oh my goodness, there's another one right there growing. Look at that. Oh yeah, look at that right there. And low battery. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're going to skip that mess. I also put in a soaker hose. So I got that stretched through there, and it covers all the beans except for the last row. And I bought one of those timers. So I got it programmed to come on for 45 minutes every morning at 5 o'clock. I know that sun is at the wrong angle to really be kind of seeing that. But soaker hose right down in there. Say hey, Philo. No, I said say hey. You better stay out of my garden. Get out of my garden. Big dumbass. There you can see the hose there where I got it snaked around. I got 250 feet of hose, which is really a bit too long for what I'm trying to do. I really need to build like a header, but I don't want to cut it because I'm going to move the garden somewhat next year, and I want to be able to use that hose for next year. So this year is just kind of more of an experiment, kind of see what works, what doesn't work. These are the kidney beans, by the way. I've been working on slowly, kind of a little bit at a time, weeding them. I know they're full of weeds. It doesn't look like I've done much, but I've got a lot of the weeds out of them. The crabgrass just grows like, well, like a weed. And onions are big as baseballs. Gotta like that. Alright, I think that's enough for today. Yeah, one last thing I forgot to mention, that the beans have been blooming now for about a week. So, and these are the Shelly beans there, and there are just blooms everywhere you look. Everywhere you look, there are blooms on the Shelly beans. So, I don't think I got blooms on the. Well, I guess maybe I do have some blooms started there on the kidney beans, but they were planted later, so I expect them to be a couple weeks behind. So, now that'll be all later. And here are the lilies bursting with color all the way down through there. I wish I had some more of those pink ones. Problem is that I have so few of them, and they're kind of scattered in there that if I wanted to dig them up, separate them, you can't tell which ones they are. Got lots of orange and yellers in there. Oh, I see you need to do a little deadheading, I see. And one more task that needs to be done. I thought maybe I better show you this. The hostas in the back of the house, this is right behind the garage there, are in full bloom. Found a couple more pink lilies here on the end. Say hi, dog. Bye. So, all right. Here's that timer I was talking about for the soaker hose. It just mounts right there on the faucet. Real easy to program. And you just turn it out automatic, and it waters whenever you tell it to, forever. How long you tell it to water. Easy peasy Japanesey.